seconds. All right, about 30 seconds, or actually, about see 20 seconds right from there. Okay, starting soon. Um, make sure I go on the air. All right. In fact, less than 20 seconds because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead right like now. You will learn. Resistance is futile. Your state of mind is irrelevant. And this is Thunder Talk with your host, Thunder Bear, the Courage Family. Yep. Okay. I'm up on YouTube with the Hangout live, and I am up on ferlive.com, the ferret. And looking at the, oops, shouldn't have done that. Hang on, I just minimized a screen that I should not minimize. Oh well, isn't always the way. Now, just so you know, last week my internet actually cut out on me, so that's the reason why the show just stopped, and I couldn't get it. I mean, it was like the last 15 minutes of the show or something like that. So it's like, well, I couldn't get everything up and running again. It took me a few minutes to realize that the show wasn't, being broadcast. So yeah, it was really weird. Apparently, that thing kind of happens sometimes. Um, Not to me though. This first time it happened. So yeah, NASA Lies About Everything is on the in the chat. I just see him here. That's cool. And he's actually asking questions. Can you use a court of record for a breach of contract? Yeah, actually can somewhat. That's a little on the complicated side because it depends on who you're going after and everything. See, the thing is, what I want to talk about tonight actually is courts and stuff, because I've got a whole bunch of really cool stuff. I mean, just really cool stuff. And just briefly to explain to everyone what a court of record is, okay? It's where it's man on man, essentially, man on man, man on woman, woman on man, woman on woman, whatever. Okay, instead of being like corporation, like your all caps name, or McDonald's or Walmart or the United States, whatever, they're all corporations. Instead of that, corporation on corporation, it's man on man, living woman. The thing about breach of contract and suits like that is you can go both ways. You can do both legal and lawful at the same time. Normally, I really wouldn't for a breach of contract, but occasionally you might want to do that. Okay. What I wanted to talk about tonight about the courts. See, I've got a couple of ongoing cases that I'm helping with. And I got to thinking about different ways of handling everything, because in one of the cases is actually taking place physically in San Diego, well, on land known as San Diego anyway. And me and this guy whose case it actually, well, kind of is, he's the sort of the defendant, or defendant. Okay. It's really funny because right in the during an administrative hearing, okay, not the actual court itself, which I want to talk about too, but during the administrative hearing, the judge tried to contract out with them right there, from the bench. And I thought that was so funny when she did that. It's like, oh, we've got their asses. That's my thought immediately when I heard her, try to contract out with them, because that lets me know they don't actually have a contract yet. Now, let me explain to you how the system actually really works. Okay. I'm going to be skipping around a whole lot, by the way, but Anyway, how it really works. Okay, you got the courthouse itself, which is actually English Crown over here in the United States. Okay, over in the United States, it is English Crown. English Crown owns the counties. Okay, so the courthouses are English Crown property. The courthouses act essentially like a flea market. So you've got this private bar association coming in the form of a judge and a court clerk. They come in, they lease the space from the county commissioner. Okay. And the prosecuting attorney comes in and says, "Hey, I've got these charges." So it's automatically assumed and presumed that the charges are in dispute. Okay. It's automatically assumed and presumed that the charges are in dispute. That's very important. So they drag your ass in front of their proceedings because they're assuming and presuming that you are challenging the charges. You're challenging the bill. You're the debtor, the one that owes the debt. Now, one thing you can do that really throws a wrench in the entire process is just simply say, "Hey, you know what? If these charges are true, valid, and lawful, I'll accept the charges." That makes it so where there is no matter of controversy to be tried. Okay. There's simply no matter of controversy. Show me where the charges are true, valid, and lawful, and I will accept the charges. It's a reasonable request. But I got to thinking, there's something called Lopez waiver. Okay. That's where the court actually does want you to contract out with them. If you don't like that damn public defender that's in your way that has a duty to the court, and their first duty is to the court, by the way, you can find that corpus juris secundum. Okay, let me see. I've got some. Here we go. Right here, corpus juris secundum, page 667. Down here under the line where it's got the notes, it says first duty owed to court. Number one, an attorney owes his or her first duty to the court since the attorney assumed his or her obligations toward it before ever having a client. Okay. And it also says lawyers have a duality of professional responsibility in that they must be loyal to both the court which they serve and to the profession of which they are members. But there is an indivisibility of lawyers' responsibility to the legal profession and to their judicial office. Everyone got that? The first one is more important. Okay, they have to protect the court. They have to. That's their job. Okay, and the court's coming after you. Okay, the court's coming after you because there's a matter of controversy. At least that's what they assume and presume. So anyway, I forgot exactly when. I think it was on the 7th of this month. We were in that first administrative hearing that I was actually I wasn't at the arraignment because he didn't contact me then. Let's put it that way. But he contacted me later and says, "Yeah, I got this, the hearing." Actually he said court, and I just assumed that it was a regular court, but no, it was just an administrative hearing. And we were in there, and we were talking to his, defense attorney, which is not really his defense attorney, okay, because it's all fraud. Everything they're doing is fraud. So he says, "Well, if you want to fire me," which was really weird because he wasn't hired in the first place. He was hired by the court, but not by the defendant. So he says, "If you want to fire me, you just use this Lopez warrant, not warrant. I'm sorry, Lopez waiver." And I said, "Well, that's a contract with the court, right?" And he says, "Well, it's not really a contract until I sign it the prosecuting attorney signs it, and the judge signs it. Then it becomes a contract. Like, wow. They're admitting that that's what that is. It's a contract with a court. But is it a favorable contract to you? I say not. Okay. You're treated as an attorney, by the way. You actually become an attorney engaging in a tournament when you sign that damn thing. Okay. However, I got to thinking, what if we asked for full disclosure on that contract? What if we tried to negotiate the terms of the contract? So that's what I'm thinking about right now. Okay. Over this weekend, it's like, well, I haven't put any new paperwork together yet because I'm still thinking about this. But yeah, what if we take that Lopez waiver and say to the court, look, we would love to contract out with you, except there's no full informed consent, or sorry, not full informed consent. Scratch that. There's no full disclosure. Okay. There's no full disclosure. And, we just want to know what's going on here. We want full disclosure as to what all this contract entails. And, maybe we can work out another contract. That's what I'm thinking about. Because I want to hit them both on the legal side and the lawful side, which is what we're doing, by the way. We are doing that. So yeah, it's hitting in both ways. But my client actually made some mistakes and stuff and did some things prior to me coming on, and then and we kind of continued along those lines, and now I'm thinking about, well, we need to go back and clarify some things with the court. So, get everything straightened out. And that's something I got to do too, is come up with a document for that. But I don't mind. I don't know if they're listening to this podcast or not, quite frankly. If the court is listening, or some agent of the court, or some agent of the government, you know what? I don't care. I'll let them know what I'm about to do before I even do it. That's kind of how I got my friend out of jail before, like years before, is because I let them know what I was about to do. I let them know point blank, hey, I'm going to, I'm going to claim this guy as my property. And I'm going to wish and require him to be restored to me. Next thing I know, he's out. But yeah, I don't care. I just don't care if they know all the moves I'm about to make. I just don't care, because the thing is, they should be kind of afraid of me, I guess. Although I'm more than willing to kind of work things through with them in certain respects. We don't have to go after them really, really super hard. We just have to make sure that they know that we know that they're crooks, and say to them basically, hey, make this right. Okay. The gist of it is, make this right. And here's how you make it right. Here's the remedy for what you're doing. Because these charges are not true, valid, and lawful. It's bringing false claims into the public. So anyway, we're doing that. But let's see. I do want to go over a story that I told. Oh God, I don't know. I think when I first started doing this podcast, it's like, I think 2014, 15, something. I forgot. 16 maybe. I don't know. I'm terrible when it comes to keeping track of years. Anyway, I was in an arraignment. Okay, so but I was free to come and go, basically. Okay, so I wasn't actually under arrest or anything, but they brought me in, or they wanted me to appear in an arraignment to this. Okay, and I appeared at the arraignment, and this was a time I didn't know hard. I mean, I knew some things, but I did not know what I know now. Okay, I would have handled it totally differently if I knew then what I know now. But anyway, we kind of went around and around. I kind of went around and around with the judge, and they're trying to make a contract out with me, you know, and we couldn't come to a contract. So the deputies grabbed me, took me to the front of the courthouse, pushed me out the front door. Okay. 2 deputies, by the way, one on each side. Grabbed me, pushed me out the front door and said, "Get out of here. Leave. You're interfering with our business." This was an arraignment. Okay. Think about that for a moment. They're going to decide if there should be a trial or not. No decision was made because the person had not shown up. I was there, but the legal person, according to them, had not shown up. All right. Think about that. It was very surreal. I mean, it gets really, really surreal when um when you have a warrant later, issued for the arrest of the legal person for not showing up, but the man was there. Yeah, if anything, that proves beyond any reasonable doubt that they're looking for a dead thing. They're looking for that legal person. But yeah, I would have handled it differently then. You know, I would have done both the lawful stuff and the commercial stuff. You know, if I known back then, oh man, there's so much I would have done. I would have back then, I would have said, no, this is my legal person, and I own it. If I'd known about the birth certificate back then not being valid, I would have, let them know then and there. Instead of much later, but I didn't know about that at that time. It wasn't filed the correct number of days. In other words, so so it never became it never actually technically went into commerce, really. I mean, it kind of did and kind of didn't. So I don't know what they did with SWKV Trust. I have no idea what they did after I had informed them that the birth certificate was null and void from the beginning because it wasn't filed in the correct number of days. It says right there on that birth certificate. Now, that's not a certificate of live birth, by the way. That's a different thing. The birth certificate is the creation of a corporation. It's letters patent. Okay, it's creation of a corporate entity. So anyway, yeah, it was like, well, it's null and void from the beginning. So how are they able to even create the trust in the first place? But the trust is already created. So what do they do to it? I don't know. I never found out what they did to it. I never even asked, actually. Not like they would tell me, As a matter of fact, they do not tell you when you get that, when you do the things that I did, okay, and you get that do not arrest, do not detain, federal level warning on associated with your legal person. They don't tell you that. I found out by accident. I found out because I was sitting in the back of a patrol car for using a shopping cart for like less than a minute at a grocery store. Officially. That's officially why I was arrested. Okay. I asked him, I said, why am I under arrest? He says, well, you used that shopping cart, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. That's why. Because it's considered the property of the store. All I did was put my backpack in it for a few seconds or whatever to put something away into my backpack. And then I put my backpack back on. I was going to go into the store. And yeah, they decided they wanted to mess with me. So I was sitting in the back of that patrol vessel. Okay. The SUV, actually, it's one of those SUV ones. Okay. And I was handcuffed. I was looking at the computer screen, and up pops up, do not arrest, do not detain, federal level. I mean, just like 2 freaking seconds later, that cop was out the door, coming around to the other side to let me out, and I was laughing my ass off. I didn't know it was up there. They actually asked me, "Why didn't you tell us?" I said, "I didn't know. I did everything to get it there. Okay. But I didn't know it was there. They won't tell you. They're not supposed to even let you know that it's there. Okay. That shows you what crooks they are. So anyway, I got lots of stuff. I got oh geez, what is it? Hang on, Corpus Juris Secundum. I got a whole bunch of stuff there to talk about, but I also have the style manual for the state of California for the courts and the basic citation formats PDF as well. It compares the Blue Book 18th edition with the California Style Manual 4th edition. Okay. In both of them, get this, both of them, when they're talking about cases, as in, uppercase, lowercase stuff, when they do the court documents up for trials, okay, like Gavin versus Tamrator or whatever, Tamrator or whatever it is, okay, in this example, it's not all caps. It's not all uppercase letters. It is, okay, it's not all uppercase letters for both of them. It's just the first letter in each name is capitalized. Now, why is this important? Well, it means that the courts in California are not following the California Style Manual. Well, why not? Because they're private courts. They're not state courts. They're private courts. They're bar courts. I love this. I absolutely freaking love it. I just came up with the idea of, hey, let me just check the style manual and see what they say, right? Now, add this to something else that I'd found like years ago, and I don't have anymore. I don't even remember what the case was or anything, but this case I came across, it was a lawsuit between an attorney, a public defender actually, okay, and a bail bondsman. All right. In this case, how they do normally in all uppercase letters in the names. Well, in this case, both of them, the like say it's John Doe, for example. Well, the John, the first letter was capitalized, but Doe was all in uppercase. So what they're doing is they're straddling between the legal and the lawful. In a way, they are actually saying, well, yes, we'll make a contract with the court, but we reserve certain rights. So you add that in with this, and it's like a smoking gun. That's what it is. It's like a smoking gun. So I got to thinking about all this stuff. This weekend, I was thinking about it all this weekend, and I was thinking that, hey, maybe we can actually just file charges on the legal side, use their documents and stuff, on the legal side, file charges against the state of California. I think we can do that. We got bills that we haven't submitted yet. Okay. But I think we can file charges and just do it that way. Because I asked in the administrative hearing, in this last administrative hearing, by the way, okay, I asked, hey, who's the state of California here? And it was dead silence. They didn't want to say who the state of California was, because I was going to hand the bills right then and there to the state of California. But they refused to say. This is how scared they are. You want to know how paranoid they get? If you're like me, going around trying to gather evidence and stuff against them. One time I was down in the San Diego courthouse, the old one. There's a new one now, which is a lot nicer and everything. But the old one, downstairs, it had the civil division for the San Diego sheriff's office, civil division. Okay. Civil, by the way, is Roman. You can see that in Corpus Juris Secundum under common law. I forgot which volume that was, but you can just look it up. It says, damn it, I forgot. I think it says like contracts or something before that, and then in you look in that volume, and also after that is common law or something like that. Or not in the contracts. It was something else. I forgot what it was. But anyway, you know, just alphabetical order. Anyway, I was down there, right? And they had this in that office, and they had this big thing. You know how they had the artists have these big easels that they use to paint. Okay, they have the paper on the easel. Well, they have one of these easels, all right, and they have this big sheet of paper that's a public notice, and it talks about how the San Diego Sheriff's Office is not going to be doing process serving anymore. And I said, well, hey, I want a copy of that. So I raise up my phone to take a photograph of it, right? And I had at that time I had a flip phone. And this sheriff's deputy comes barging out through the side door and grabs my hand and says, delete that picture. I said, well, I haven't even taken a picture yet. And it's really, I said, yeah, I haven't even taken a picture yet. Well, and he says, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm just taking a photograph so I can have a copy of this. It's, you know, it's a public notice. It's right here. It's not like it's something secret. It's huge, you know? And he says, no, well, you can get a copy from the desk right there. I said, okay, fine. I get a copy from, and so I go and ask the lady behind the counter for a copy of the notice. You know, the thing is, they were just so paranoid. And just because I was down there almost every day at that courthouse gathering evidence against them, you know, just gathering evidence because they're committing these crimes. And it was so funny because they kept they would commit a crime and they would hand me the evidence of the crime, you know, and it was just so funny, you know. So anyway, God. Oh, by the way, I want to talk a little flat earth tonight too in the second hour because there's some really funny stuff going on from NASA. It's just hilarious. But anyway, let's see. Let me oh, by the way, I guess I should mention my YouTube channel while I'm at it this because I got to do a break in a few minutes anyway here. My YouTube channel is Thunder Bear Courage. Okay. I have a Facebook page as well. It's Thunder Bear Courage or Thunder Bear the Courage Family. If you just type in Thunder Bear Courage into DuckDuckGo, you'll see all the stuff. Okay. You'll see it, or most of it anyway. And my Lightning Post page and stuff like that as well. There's some stuff I want to cover that I posted today and yesterday, whatever, some news as well. Oh my starting to get a little acid reflux that is. Yeah, I ate some really crappy stuff today. So anyway, let me go ahead and play this break and get it out of the way. I'll be right back after it. Please donate to help keep FERalive.com on the air. We thank those who have donated for allowing us to continue on our mission to share the flat earth truth as well as other truths. While FERalive.com is free to listen to, the cost of running the station continue to grow as we do. To donate, please go to FERalive.com and look for the link that says Donate Today. The Ferret thanks you for your support.
You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live, and this is the Flat Earth Man, and all you're watching is a puppet show. All y'all watching is a puppet show. Yeah, the whole world's a stage. The whole world's a stage, man. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live.
Find yourself mastering the beat. Tune in and listen every Saturday for the Geocentric Eccentric with West Blades Music. our resident musician and spiritual brother in Christ, Yahushua. The geocentric eccentric with Wesley.
Check this
Yes,
out.
it's Message in the Music time once again, and only Flat Earth Radio has got him. Saturday, the true Sabbath. Lend a knee and lend an ear. Listen every Saturday for the geocentric eccentric with West Blaze Music.
Check this out.
Starting at 5 o'clock p.m. on the West Coast, 8 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast,
Check this out.
and 7 o'clock p.m. Central.
This out.
The geocentric eccentric.
The geocentric.
West Blaze Music. Only Flat Earth Radio has got him. The geocentric eccentric with West Blaze Music.
As bad as I wanna be. FlatEarthRadioLive.com. The Ferret.
Hey, John, you don't look so good. What's the matter?
Oh, I always feel tired and run down. You know, no energy. I think it's my poor diet or something.
Well, you know, John, I used to feel the same way. Couldn't sleep at night, couldn't stay awake in the daytime. That's when my doc told me that I had leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, wow. What'd you do? Surgery?
No way. I tried Tarsal. Tarsal is made with the finest, purest cream of tartar and MSM sulfur. And that's all. The fact that it contains all natural ingredients makes it especially desirable in today's toxic world. Tarsal is a white powder that you take every day with water or juice. Taken regularly, Tarsal can clear your leaky gut right up.
Tarsal, huh? So what else does Tarsal do?
Tarsal can help with acne, psoriasis, constipation, gallstones, heartburn, hemorrhoids, hypertension, IBS, and UTI.
Wow, that's quite a formula.
Yes, it is. And Tarsal also helps you to relax, repels insects, and can help you stop smoking.
So how do I find Tarsal?
That's easy. Just go to tarsal.com or call 619-363-1264. Try a bottle today and begin feeling normal again.
TARSUL.com. Try Tarsal today.
Asking these questions that no one ever asked before because we didn't even think about this. I think it's like God's unlifting the veil, you know? He's starting to show people, look, you want to believe this? It's a lie. People are asking questions and truth is going to prevail. It's like, yeah, the biggest problem is that we're not able to asking questions, so therefore we can't assimilate. And, you know, people are asking questions and truth is going to prevail.
Join your host, Shelley Lewis, every Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Down the Rabbit Hole with Shelley Lewis.
Down the Rabbit Hole with host Shelley Lewis. Only here on Flat Earth Radio Live. The Ferret.
Yeah, I mean, it's laughable what is, you know, tried to pass off as, and you know what's so great now about YouTube and about these video platforms is, you know, back in the day, you got one shot to see this stuff on television, and that was it. I mean, you believed it was true. You saw it once. Maybe you saw it on a rerun. Maybe on the other news channel, they would rerun some of this footage. But now it's all been released and people have the ability to look at it and to pick it apart and to really think about it. You know, like we talked earlier about the lunar landing. Now that people have the technology at their fingertips on their laptops to be able to speed up the lunar landing footage. You know, you have the Land Rover going around and you have the guys hopping around in slow motion. Speed that up 200% and it looks like they went out in the desert and film that. But here's something that I'm going to tell you as a video guy. Here's why I believe that the lunar landing was faked. Because there is no way you can have a power source that strong at that time in history and there's no way you can. There's no way you could transmit that video signal all the way to Earth. Absolutely, 100% not. Let me tell you something. I have just on my, if I have a handheld video camera, and I want, and let's say I'm shooting a scene, and the producer wants to see what I'm shooting. So they have a transmitter in their hand, and they have a battery on my camera. The battery that I have is about the size of a brick. It's more square, but it's about the same mass as a brick. And it only lasts for maybe an hour and a half. And that signal only goes a couple 100 feet. Now you're going to tell me that on that teeny little spaceship, with that teeny little camera, they're going to have enough power to transmit a full color video signal all the way down to Earth. And I can also tell you this, that the when they promised a full color video signal, the station that broadcasted the lunar landing, they were pissed because they weren't getting raw video feed. What they were getting was called a kineoscope. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that was an editing process used up until the late 1990s. And I've actually seen the kineoscope technology and utilized it when I worked in a film lab, and it's very interesting. Basically, it's an editing tool. So you have a screen, basically it's a television screen, and you shoot that with a film camera. So now it's on 16 millimeter film. So what they did with those videos, in theory, why you see a black and white image of the lunar landing, although they claim the full color videos exist, was what NASA says they did was transmitted the full color video signal, filmed it on a kinescope, black and white on 16 millimeter film, and then released that to the networks. So therefore, it was not a live event, because to get film processed, it takes hours, and it's a whole process that generally takes about 6 hours to complete, even with the most efficient film laboratories. So why would they get this crappy, grainy, black and white film image when they could have broadcasted color, which at the time the networks were pissed that they didn't have the ability to do, that NASA denied them? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The whole kineoscope thing, that's a side note. My thing is, there is no way with that technology and with batteries being as big and as weak and as heavy as they were, you could have broadcast that signal from the moon. Impossible.
All right, back. Sorry for the little breakups during the break. I've got really limited bandwidth. So anyway, also, it's a really freaking long, what do you call it? Time difference here. Time delay. That's it. Time delay. And I'm not even hearing myself right now. I'm still hearing the break. Oh my God. So anyway, I'm just going to go on like I'm here. Oh yeah, here I am. I think right there. Damn, that is such a long delay. Wow. Long time delay. I just got to make sure that I'm actually back on the air, you know? So anyway, yeah, like I said, I've got some court cases I'm dealing with. Okay. And in one of them, let me see if I can get to it. It's in my email here. Okay. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So, this lady, like, she's trying to get her husband back. Okay. Out of jail. Okay. And she's having some difficulties. She gave a notice to the sheriff. All right. And the notice is, basically, hey, give me my property back. Okay. And the sheriff basically said, this doesn't mean anything to me. Okay. In other words, she said he's not honoring it. Okay. That's fine. Actually, I didn't really kind of, expect him to honor it. Okay. As it were, but he's been noticed, I guess. I wasn't there with her when she did all this, so I don't know all the details. Okay. But I'm assuming that he actually did read the notice. Fine. He's been given notice. Okay. Well, you got a bill. I mean, you started the bill, the clock on the bill. Okay, basically. So yeah, for every I don't know, every hour, minute, or whatever, I forgot what she said in her notice, that he keeps her husband locked away, her property that is locked away, then she's going to charge him X number of dollars, whatever. Yeah, you got that clock going, and that's a good thing, because I do know that these bills can be enforced to a certain degree anyway. The problem is some of them, like there's one lady in the free man on the land community, that she actually got a judgment on the bill, but she made a mistake in that she charged too damn much. She charged like $1 billion. She charged this cop $1 billion. And it's like, the cop's not going to be able to pay that. What are you, nuts? But she did get a judgment. It's like, well, the judgment says that the cop owes the money. Yeah, but there's no way that cop's going to be able to pay. If you want to learn about how to enforce bills and stuff and get judgments, the best videos to look at are by Robert Arthur of the Menard family. Okay. Or Robert Menard. Look him up. I haven't listened to any of those videos for a very, very long time, so I forgot the method. I know he had a method for getting judgments and stuff, but I forgot what that was. I would have to go back and look at it. In fact, I may have to do that this week. Go back and look at all that stuff. I'm assuming his videos are still up on YouTube. Excuse me a second. I had to cough. So anyway, yeah, it's just, check out his stuff. Okay. I'd gotten out of the whole free man on the land movement because even though it had some really good stuff in it, it wasn't as effective as Carl Lentz's stuff, but they still do have a few things, a few little things that Carl Lentz doesn't do. So yeah, it's just, it is what it is, Of course, now with her one of her problems is that when the sheriff releases her husband, he's going to be releasing the husband into the custody of the feds. Okay, so you got to find out all that stuff too. You got to find out which who they are, stuff like that. But also, the great thing about the feds is if you go and look at, I believe it's Corpus Juris Secundum 91 about the United States. Hang on, let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's see, it's not that. Oops, I don't think it's that either. Nope. Hang on, I gotta pull. Damn it! Oh, this computer. Oh, come on. Computer is just so frustrating. And my voice is probably cutting out a little bit. I got to apologize for that. Computer's kind of froze up here. Damn it. Oh, I hope I'm still going out. I can't see the screen. I can't see that thing on the screen. Force quit. Come on. Yeah, my computer is definitely freezing up on me. I hope I'm still going out. Okay, yeah, it looks like I'm still going out. But man, is everything freezing up on me. Oh, wait. Actually, the stream time is... there we go. It's still going. Man. Hang on. Let me see if I'm. And I got this time delay and everything. Oh, crap. Am I on now? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm still on. I got this huge. Okay. Still going. All right. Thanks, Nat's Lies, about everything. Yeah. This is just so frustrating. It is really, really frustrating. Okay. Here we go. Tonight's show. Open up. Come on. Open up. Oh my God. I really, really want a new computer. This thing is just cannot handle things. Okay, let's see. Nope, that was the wrong thing. I can't believe I did that. Yep. I'm looking for a folder here that says tactics. Oh my God, this thing is slow. I do apologize. I wanted to read it off to you. Okay. You know what? I'll just do it from memory for right now. Okay. Basically, it says that the United States, when it enters into commerce, can be treated as any other corporation. Okay. So yeah, you just like McDonald's or whatever. They can be treated like any other corporation. So that's how you approach it. As far as the feds go, it's a corporation. Okay. So you can ask for the contracts. You can, if the feds have charges, hey, are these charges true, valid, and lawful? Stuff like that. You can really get them. You can really nail them to the wall. You can actually do charges of your own as well. Kidnapping. Do a charge for kidnapping. And like I said, I'm kind of still working on the wording and everything right now, as far as what to do, and it's a new thing. I'm trying new approaches. Because even though my stuff works and everything, I'm trying to speed things up a bit in a way. Because the way my older stuff normally works is it's like, well, I go into the court and I just hand them the papers, and it's like right then and there, or even a trial, if the trial is going on, or right before the trial, hand in the papers, and then just let them do the trial. That's the way I'd had been doing it, and say, oh, you're finding the defendant guilty. That's fine. I don't care. And then, because it doesn't matter to me. I'm going home anyway. And I'm going home because I put those papers before the court, and those papers basically put me, the living man, into the common law of the land, or under the common law of the land, and I'm out. They have the separate trial for the court of record. They have their trial that's the bar trial, and then they have the court of record trial. And then that's it. It's over with. This client that I'm helping out, technically, it's all done. I mean, we could just kick back and let them have the trial, and then just say bye after the whole thing, because we already put him into the common law. But I want to try some new things, Let's see. Hang on. I gotta finally that. Oh. Okay, let's see if I can open up this folder. Here we go. Tactics. Okay. Oh my God, this thing is so slow. By the way, if you're interested, I've got the 2030 agenda from the United Nations too, and you can just do that as well. You can download that as a PDF as well. If you're just curious about it, they're going to try to do a agenda 22 as well. The thing is, they keep changing it because they're losing. Yeah, that's it. They're just losing. Okay, here we go. Corpus Juris Secundum. Oh my. Let's get to the ones with contracts here. Maybe that's it. God, I apologize. My computer is like so damn sluggish. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. Let's see. I skip down here because there's. Now, actually, this one wasn't. Oh, well, okay. Let me just give you this. It's the essential elements of the contract include an offer, acceptance, contractual capacity, consideration. That is the bargain for legal benefit and or detriment, a manifestation of mutual assent and legality of the object and of the consideration. Okay. So yeah, basically that part where it says the benefit and or detriment. Yeah, the courts will enforce contracts that are bad for you. Okay. They will enforce contracts that are bad for you. Hang on. Here's common law of England suits. Damn it. Gotta rotate. Rotate left. Here we go. This one's kind of blurry. Let's see. Okay, as distinguished from equity, common law is a body of rules and principles, written or unwritten, that are of fixed and immutable authority, and that must be applied to controversies rigorously and in their entirety, and that cannot be modified to suit the particularities of a specific case or colored by any judicial discretion, and that rest confessedly on a custom or statute distinguished from any claim to ethical superiority, whatever. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it's a separate thing from equity. Let's see. But what I really wanted to do was hang on, I gotta rotate this again. Damn it. Let's see. I wanted to find something here about the what was it I was looking for? The civil. That's it. Civil law stuff. Okay. Let's see. Okay, hang on. I got something else here. While authorities differ as to whether the ecclesiastical law was adopted as part of the common law of England, certain parts of the common law administered by the ecclesiastical courts have been adopted in this country. And they're referring to the United States, by the way. Okay. So yeah, they're talking about ecclesiastical law. Ecclesiastical law is Roman Empire stuff, basically. The Holy Roman Empire. Vatican, sort of. Technically, they're kind of two different things, but close enough. Let's see. Something here. To have been a part common law. Okay. Let's see. Hang on. While other courts held the contrary. Okay. These principles of ecclesiastical law based on the union of church and state have no place in American jurisprudence, but certain portions of the common law that under statutes were administered by the ecclesiastical courts have been adopted. Also, the constant practice of courts of chancery was to be guided by the decisions of the ecclesiastical courts of England. And you find all this stuff under common law in the Corpus Juris Secundum. Okay. Here's equity. Okay. English equitable principles and rules insofar as applicable to American conditions have been adopted as part of the common law. Okay. So yeah, you can have a form of equity in the common law. Okay. Let's see. Hang on. Customs of and usages. And by the way, I did these PDFs on my phone. There's a, in case you're interested, there's a an app, or actually several apps, but I went for the one that was recommended by the by Google Play, basically. And this app, what it does is you can take a photograph of some text and convert that text into PDF. And I was pretty new at this, to doing this, so it's kind of messed up a little bit the way I did it. Common law maxims are here as well. Okay. Among such maxims and principles that have been applied by the courts are the maxims of the doctrine of relation. The aim or object of the law is to provide justice and fair dealing. The law delights to do justice and not by halves. The good or safety of the people is the supreme law. For every wrong, there is a remedy. Okay, there must be a remedy for every wrong, in other words. Courts must apply old legal principles to new facts or employ new remedies to fit altered conditions when necessary to administer justice. Public force cannot be invoked except for the protection of substantial rights. The law does not concern itself with trifles. The law looks to the substance and not to the form. Okay, that's very important for, when you're doing like notices and stuff like that, that it kind of relieves the pressure a little bit. Let's see, rotate this right. Okay. Yeah, other common law maxims have been applied, including a man's home is his castle. That's the doctrine of domestic authority. Okay. Each individual stands on equal footing. The end does not justify the means. Invasions and subterfuges through which violation of the law is accomplished are not tolerated. It is never an illegal invasion to accomplish a desired result lawful in itself by discovering a legal way to do it. Actions speak louder than words. A person will not be permitted to do indirectly what cannot be done directly. Okay. And some other things. It kind of goes on from there. Let's see. I'm trying to find the. Hang on. Let's try to this one. Okay, so it talks about attorney and client. Oh yeah, the warrant. Oh, hang on a second. That's important. How did I miss that? Hang on. Yeah, about being ward of the court. Here we go. Attorney's first duty is to the courts and to the public, not to the client. And wherever the duties to the client conflict with those he owes to as an officer of the court in the administration of justice, the former must yield to the latter. Clients are so-called wards of the court in regard to their relationship with their attorneys. And that's something else you can do. You can make someone your ward and challenge the court's claim of, that it's, that man or woman is a ward of the court. Corpus juris secundum assumes courts will operate in a lawful manner. If the accused makes this assumption, he may learn to his detriment through experience that certain questions of law, including the question of personal jurisdiction, may never be raised and addressed, especially when the accused is represented by the bar. Sometimes licensed counsel appears to take on the characteristics of a fox guarding the hen house. Jurisdiction, once challenged, is to be proven not by the court, but by the party attempting to assert jurisdiction. The burden of proof of jurisdiction lies with the asserter. The court is only to rule on the sufficiency of the proof tendered. Okay, let's see. Yep. Is that all that? Okay. Fifth Amendment is a privilege, by the way. Let's see. Yeah. Oops. It's down here somewhere. hang on, the references in the 7th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States to suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20 and according to the rules of the common law does not mean the common law of any particular state, but the common law of England as distinct from equity, admiralty, and maritime jurisprudence. Okay, I want you to get that part really well. Okay. The suits of the common law. Okay, we're in the United States Constitution or Constitution of the United States, or even the Constitution for the United States. There's two different United States constitutions. Okay, the suits that they're talking about, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, and according to the rules of the common law, does not mean that the common law of any particular state, but the common law of England as distinct from equity, admiralty, and maritime jurisprudence. Okay. It's distinct from all that stuff. Let's see. He goes in and talking about common law of England and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh man, that was really fuzzy. I must have shook my hand or something on that one. Trying to get it too fast. Let's see. Ecclesiastical law. Yep, that was what I read part of the ecclesiastical law stuff. Law merchant. The law merchant, as far as applicable and not repugnant to American circumstances, constitutions, and statutes, forms a part of the common law. The law merchant forms a part of the common law. This law comprises the custom of merchants that have been incorporated into the common law of England as far as applicable and not repugnant to American circumstances, constitutions, and statutes. Okay. In other words, if it's something that was done a long time ago when merchants said, oh, well, we need to, put this into the common law or whatever, then yeah, as long as it doesn't go against freedom, basically, then you're all right with it. Let's see. Yeah, we could just take that any case basically and just pop it in the common law and say, okay, well, the prosecutor is acting as a merchant and saying that charges are owed. More than happy to accept the charges as long as they're proven true, valid, and lawful. Equitable principles and rules as administered in the English Court of Chancery, insofar as they are applicable to American conditions, have been adopted as part of the common or unwritten law, stating that an equitable action is governed by the common law. The term common law includes those principles that have their origin in decisions of the Court of Chancery and are not founded on statute. Okay, totally separate from statute laws. There's the customs and usages, and let's see, adoption. I'm looking for the civil law thing because it says civil law is Roman law someplace in here, and I can't remember exactly where. Oh wait, here we go. For this defense of Fifth Amendment, a defendant's Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination may bar or misprison prosecution where the information concealed would incriminate the defendant as an accessory or principal in the underlying felony. Yeah, notice they say privilege. Of course, it's a privilege. It's not your contract, so it's a privilege to apply that to you. Okay. That's what that is. It's a privilege. It's not a right. You don't have constitutional rights. Damn it. I don't know exactly where I saw. I think it was in the common law part of Corpus Juris Secundum. Somewhere in there, it talked about civil law. Okay. I'd have to go back over this thing. Oh wait, let's see. All right, hang on a second here. I've got something else here. let's see. The United States is a body politic and corporate. The corporate residence of the United States is within the United States. It is, for some purposes, although not others, treated as a person. When the United States enters into commercial business, it abandons its sovereign capacity and is to be treated like any other corporation. Found that part. I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Anything else I want to let's see. You know what? I think that's all I wanted to do on that one for now. So, yeah. Now, as I was saying earlier, oh man, it's getting a second hour already. The courthouse is, the county courthouses. Okay, they are English Crown. You can call upon the Queen's Bench in the United States. Now, the best man to listen to on that is Carl Lentz. Okay, Carl Lentz will tell you how to uh, to handle that situation if you want to invoke the Queen's Bench. Okay. And actually, I need to go back and listen to some of that stuff. It's been so long, I forgot. I forgot how you do the Queen's Bench. But yeah, if you do the Queen's Bench, it changes things. You know, you're bringing the matter before the Queen or her representatives, her court. You're bringing the matter before the Queen's court. All right. So it's a very, very powerful thing to do. All right. Oh God, I gotta hurry up with this law stuff. There's there was something else I wanted to do with it. Oh well, hang on. Let me see if damn it. No, I'm gonna have to do that some other time. Okay. Cut off that. Okay. So wish and require, very, very important. Okay. If you're going to act as a sovereign before these courts, you remember the words wish and require. Okay. You're not begging. You don't petition. You do not petition the courts. Okay. Oh, this is something else in my notes here I wanted to talk about. The novel To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm sure a lot of you kind of vaguely remember it, like from high school or something. I read it as an adult. Okay, so I kind of still remember some things. One thing I did remember that really stuck out in my mind was the fact that it took place in this county in Alabama. Okay, and the county back during the Civil War, and it's actually a true story here in a way. I mean, at least referencing this county. Okay, when the novel, which is a fictional story, referenced the county, and this truth is referenced a true story. Okay, this county actually stayed with the Union when all the other counties went with the Confederacy. Okay, think about that for a moment. A county in Alabama, all right, and remember, a certain part during the Civil War, the capital of the Confederacy was moved down to, I think it was Mobile, if I remember right. So it was moved down in Alabama, okay, but this county in the north part of Alabama actually said, nope, we're not going to join the Confederacy. We're going to stick with the Union. So I want you to think about how powerful a county can be. All right. Because it kind of gives you some clues. Like I said, those counties are under the English crown. All right. There's no doubt about that. But, you can kind of they have a certain leeway in what they can do. All right, they do have a leeway in what they can do. All right, let me talk a little bit about flat Earth stuff, and then I'm going to get to the news. Oh my God, flat Earth stuff. Okay, you remember that video where that astronaut accidentally dropped the screw instead of just floating gently down, it just fell? Okay. So NASA comes out with this explanation for it. They said the screw encountered a pocket of gravity. Now, for those of you out there that are physicists or who study physics, does that sound right to you, or does it sound like a big joke? Seriously, it's a big joke. A pocket of gravity? Exactly how would that come about? You know? I know about the explanations for gravity. Okay. I know about the different models for gravity. And there is simply no way that you can have on board the ISS, the Imaginary Space Station, I guess, a pocket of gravity. Oh, wait. Actually, there is a way because it's an imaginary space station. So, yeah, I guess you can imagine having a pocket of gravity. Okay. Oh, God. It was so funny. Also, Michio Kaku came out and said there was a gene for superstition. That all those that believe in like the 9/11 conspiracy or flat Earth, well, it's a defective gene, he says. Okay, obviously genetics is not his strong suit. You know, there's no freaking way there could be a gene for superstition, and it's not superstition to believe the Earth or actually know the Earth is flat. It's called science, real science. And using real observation. That's what that's called. Also, in NASA news, they want to have guests stay on the ISS, like a, floating hotel or something, right? Or motel, maybe, because it is kind of really cheap looking, isn't it? So I guess it's more of a motel than a hotel. And they're only supposed to be charging a guest, I don't know, something like $17,000, something, whatever. Some ridiculously small amount. How much does it cost them to actually launch someone up into space? At least according to their fake space program. I forgot to look, but I think it's a really large amount. I think it's like a really large amount, way more than $70,000. Yeah. So their plan is to lose money on every launch. Is that their plan? Oh my God. I just had to talk about that stuff. I mean, because it was just so absurd. Okay. It was just so incredibly absurd. All right, let's see if I can deal with the news. Again, I did not. Normally, I would take these news stories from my main page and put them on my Lightning Post page. I think I might just stop doing that. I'm kind of thinking. I don't know if I'm just kind of thinking about just not posting anything else to my Lightning Post page except for like things I really consider really super important. I did go ahead and post a couple of memes up here today. NASA lies about everything on the chat. He's saying nothing. But anyway, I did post some memes that were pretty funny. Please go up to my either my Thunder Bear Courage page or my Lightning Post page on Facebook if you can. Okay. And oh, cool. Yeah. NASA lies about everything. Says I looked it up, 10,000 per pound to launch into space. Yeah, $10,000 per pound to launch. Yeah, thanks. I knew that and I forgot. I did. I totally forgot. But yeah, so obviously, if they're going to charge like 17,000 or 20 something thousand or whatever, I mean that's absurd, isn't it? Oh my god, it's just I forgot what they said it was. I think they said something like 17,000. Like, yeah, come on up and for $17,000. Yeah, right. So anyway, yeah, come on up and look at my one of my either Facebook page, my main page probably. You can see a very rare photograph of the first. Um, Crap! What is it? I forgot the name of the car now. Dodge something. Hang on, I forgot. Where's it at? Oh crap! Come on. Hang on a second. I might fade in and out for a moment here because I'm getting onto my other page. Oh, hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I feel like Barry Allen, you know, the Flash. Everyone's moving so freaking slow. Well, this computer is like that. It's like, God. Yeah, rare photo. Oh, the first Dodge Ram. That's it. First Dodge Ram. Yeah. Rare photo of the first Dodge Ram. You check that out. But anyway, yeah, I posted a lot of funny stuff up here. The very rare and elusive humming bear. I love that photo too. That's funny. Posted a few cat photos up here as well. And a link to Robert Arthur of the Menard family's fan page as well. There's not really much there anymore. They're not really posting that much. But anyway, it's kind of interesting. Okay, so getting to the news. New bill will strip doctors of ability to grant vulnerable kids medical exemptions for vaccines. Okay. Again, this is on my main Facebook page. Okay. All these news stories, and I'm basically going to be reading for the most part just the headlines. Cops arrest tow truck driver for illegally trying to repossess fellow cops' private vehicle. Okay. So, in other words, the car that the cop had failed to make payments on was being repossessed. And the other cop said, "Hey, let's stop this from doing." Oh, crap. I did that twice. I posted that twice. I'm going to delete one of these. Okay. Delete. Okay. Let's see. Microsoft and the Pentagon are quietly hijacking U.S. elections. Yeah, I just put that up there, even though the elections are just shams anyway. Just, it shows you, it's corruption inception, actually. That's what it is. It's corruption inception. 13 reasons 5G will be a catastrophe for humanity. You need to read that article, okay? Because it goes into, the frequencies are actually used as weapons and stuff like that. Oh, now this, I got a link to a YouTube video, this little game show in England, and it's a really short clip from it. It says, "Where is there U.S. soil in the UK?" And it's not where you think. It's not embassies. Embassies aren't foreign soil. But I just go ahead and tell you where the U.S. soil is in the UK. It's I forgot exactly where, but it's a memorial for John F. Kennedy. Okay, this actually is considered U.S. soil. I thought that was kind of interesting. Nazis killed her father, then she fell in love with one, and it's they're billionaire descendants who control Krispy Kreme, Stumptown, which I never heard of, and some other stuff. Yeah, the ones that control Krispy Kreme. It's weird. Their family is like part Nazi and part Jewish. It's like wild. Let's see. Oh, I got this guy up here. It has a no driver's license or insurance required private license plate. Okay, sort of license plate. Says not for commercial use, private mode of travel. I love that. The only thing I don't like is that he's got the globe on here when it says peace on earth. Right here, it's a globe. Oh, and I also don't like the fact that he's got this eagle with standing in front of an American flag. He's not thinking things through. Okay. He's also citing a court case, by the way, Chicago Coach Company versus City of Chicago, 337 Illinois. Oh crap, my monitor just went out. Here we go. 200 169 NE 22. Yeah, he needs to rethink this a little bit. But I do like the fact that he says private on there. Actually, just do a private property, but he also needs to actually own his car, truck, whatever it is. And I'm not sure if he does or not, as in having a loyal title to it. Oh, there's something else I want to talk about. I posted this thing up here, and it's gotten the most of probably anything that I posted. It says, I just had an idea. So the United States Constitution is not our contract, but what if we made a contract that can be enforced with the United States government? I think that would convert the government from a criminal organization into a real government. What do you think? Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, the United States is like, well, what if we did that instead of, because I'd already floated an idea of having a real government. Okay. And and that's in my sword and shield method, by the way. It was a proposed constitution that's not even actually finished. It's not even actually complete. I didn't really want to complete it. I wanted to leave it uncompleted so that others can come in and say, well, hey, let's do this, and and start adding things to it. But yeah, there wasn't any interest in it. So I thought, well, what if we just contracted out with the government and made them the service that they're supposed to be, turn them into what they're really kind of supposed to be. Okay. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. We could, in theory, use the proposed constitution I had for a brand new government as a sort of a template, or at least at the very least, a starting point. And say, okay, well, this is kind of what we want right here. So let's do that with the United States government. Now, I don't know if the federal government will actually ever go for that, but at the very least, if we really, really, really push it, and if we get that thing out there, okay, and people's look at that and they compare it to the United States Constitution, and see what a huge difference it is, will at least wake people's up. At the very least, we will be waking people's up. So if we decide to do this, okay, then we can, we can have something, we put something together and get it out there, make it go viral. That probably would wake a lot of people's up, that in and of itself. And then you say, well, wait a second, why, we can have in there that we wish to transform the government from a criminal organization into a real government. That in and of itself would probably start waking people's up, that one statement. So that's what I was thinking. I actually posted something, a slightly modified version of that over on New Zealand page. And I said, hey, maybe you can do something very similar or something almost the same or something like that to this. And they actually thought I said something completely different. I just can't fathom why they thought I was saying, hey, let's make the New Zealand government the United States government. It's like, that's not what I said. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why, how they could misinterpret it so badly. I think it's just the people want to see what, they see what they want to see, Oh, by the way, there was something else I wanted to do on the flat Earth front thing. I got in kind of a little argument. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know. My voice is probably going to cut out a little bit, and I apologize for that. I got to open up a new link here. Sorry. Let's see. Was it this or that? Or no, it wasn't that. Oh, I wanted to talk about the Constitution too. Crap. Hang on. Nope. Forget that. Jeez. All right. I'm running low on time here. I'm not going to be able to get to all the news. I do want to say something about the Constitution. It's not your contract. It doesn't apply to you. Okay. I want to say more about it, but I'm running low on time. Let's see. Damn it. Maybe I should click over there. Hold on one moment. I'm going to click over here and see. God damn it. It's so slow. Because I said I would mention this stuff on air and cover it. I totally forgot. Okay, but anyway, it's coming up, I think. Hurry up. Jesus, this thing is so slow. Oh, God. I don't know if my voice is coming in and out or what. Let's see. Okay, no. This is not what I addressed this over here. Just delete. And let's see over here. This is what I wanted to address for the Constitution. Oh, God. So anyway, while this is loading up, what I want to say about the flat Earth, there's this guy on Facebook, okay? And we were arguing because I put up a meme about the space shuttle or something. And we got in a little argument over the fact that the space shuttle could not move in space. Okay. I hope my voice isn't cutting in and out too bad. Crap. See, I can't even hear myself at all. I can't even hear the broadcast right now because this thing is loading up. Oh, yeah, that was it. Hang on. Damn it. Hang on. I can't hear anything right now. I gotta wait for my for the voice to catch up and everything. Damn it. I swear. This is what you get for being poor and having substandard equipment. Seriously. Substandard equipment. See, I cannot hear my voice going out over the air right now. So that probably means that I am cutting in and out. Stop. Come on. There we go. Stop that. Oh, man. So, anyway, hang on. I'm waiting to be able to hear my voice. Let me just turn it off and then turn it on there again. The player. God damn it. I swear this is annoying. Really, really freaking annoying. Come on. Play. All right. Cool. Got it. So, Anyway, let me get back to that. Okay. So what I was talking about was the yeah, okay. I said, look, this basic physics here, and okay, I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me. But I was talking about basic physics. I said there's no way you cannot use that small amount of gas in a vacuum, going out into a vacuum to propel that mass. And basically this guy says, well, you stick with your facts, I'll just stick with my belief. It's like, wow. Seriously, man. Okay, you know what? I gotta take another break, and then when I get back, I'm going to talk about let's see, this thing right here about oath of office and stuff like that. That's what I need to talk about. Just a moment here. I click this up on my phone. All right, I'll be right back after this. Please donate to help keep FERalive.com on the air. We thank those who have donated for allowing us to continue on our mission to share the flat earth truth as well as other truths. While FERalive.com is free to listen to, the cost of running the station continue to grow as we do. To donate, please go to FERalive.com and look for the link that says Donate Today. The Ferret thanks you for your support.
You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live, and this is the Flat Earth Man, and all you're watching is a puppet show. All y'all watching is a puppet show. Yeah, the whole world's a stage. The whole world's a stage, man. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live.
Find yourself mastering the beat. Tune in and listen every Saturday for the Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music, our resident musician and spiritual brother in Christ, Yahushua. The Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
Check this
Gets
out.
its message in the music time once again, and only Flat Earth Radio has guided. Saturday, the true Sabbath. Lend a knee and lend an ear. Listen every Saturday for the Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
Check this out.
Starting 5 o'clock p.m. on the West Coast, 8 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast,
Check this out.
and 7 o'clock p.m. Central.
This is out.
The Geocentric Eccentric.
The Geocentric Eccentric.
With West Blaze Music. Only Flat Earth Radio has guided. The Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
As bad as I want to be. FlatEarthRadioLive.com. The Ferret.
Hey, John, you don't look so good. What's the matter?
Oh, I always feel tired and run down. No energy. I think it's my poor diet or something.
Well, John, I used to feel the same way. Couldn't sleep at night, couldn't stay awake in the day, John. That's when my doc told me that I had leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, wow. What'd you do? Surgery?
No way. I tried Tarsal. Tarsal is made with the finest, purest cream of tartar and MSM sulfur. And that's all. The fact that it contains all natural ingredients makes it especially desirable in today's toxic world. Tarsal is a white powder that you take every day with water or juice. Taken regularly, Tarsal can clear your leaky gut right up.
Tarsal, huh? So what else does Tarsal do?
Tarsal can help with acne, psoriasis, constipation, gallstones, heartburn, hemorrhoids, hypertension, IBS, and UTI.
Wow, that's quite a formula.
Yes, it is. And Tarsal also helps you to relax, repels insects, and can help you stop smoking.
So how do I find Tarsal?
That's easy. Just go to tarsal.com or call 619-363-1264. Try a bottle today and begin feeling normal again.
TARSUL.com. Try Tarsal today.
Asking these questions that no one ever asked before because we didn't even think about this. I think it's like God unlifting the veil, He's starting to show people, look, you want to believe this, it's a lie. People are asking questions and truth is going to prevail. It's like, yeah, the biggest problem is that we're not able to asking questions, so therefore we can't assimilate. And we're a people are asking questions, and truth is going to prevail.
Join your host, Shelley Lewis, every Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Down the Rabbit Hole with Shelley Lewis.
Down the Rabbit Hole with host Shelley Lewis. Only here on Flat Earth Radio Live. The Ferret.
Yeah, I mean, it's laughable what is, tried to pass off as, and you know what's so great now about YouTube and about these video platforms is, back in the day, you got one shot to see this stuff on television, and that was it. I mean, you believed it was true. You saw it once. Maybe you saw it on a rerun. Maybe on the other news channel, they would rerun some of this footage. But now it's all been released, and people have the ability to look at it and to pick it apart and to really think about it. Like we talked earlier about the lunar landing. Now the people have the technology at their fingertips on their laptops to be able to speed up the lunar landing footage. You have the Land Rover going around, and you have the guys hopping around in slow motion. Speed that up 200%, and it looks like they went out in the desert and filmed that. But here's something that I'm going to tell you as a video guy. Here's why I believe that the lunar landing was faked. Because there is no way you can have a power source that strong at that time in history, and there's no way you could transmit that video signal all the way to Earth. Absolutely 100% not. Let me tell you something. I have if I have a handheld video camera and I want, and let's say I'm shooting a scene and the producer wants to see what I'm shooting. So they have a transmitter in their hand and they have a battery on my camera. The battery that I have is about the size of a brick. It's more square, but it's about the same mass as a brick. And it only lasts for maybe an hour and a half. And that signal only goes a couple hundred feet. Now you're going to tell me that on that teeny little spaceship with that teeny little camera, they're going to have enough power to transmit a full color video signal all the way down to Earth. And I can also tell you this, that when they promised a full color video signal, the station that broadcasted the lunar landing, they were pissed because they weren't getting raw video feed. What they were getting was called a kineoscope. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that was an editing process used up until the late 1990s. And I've actually seen the kineoscope technology and utilized it when I worked in a film lab, and it's very interesting. Basically, it's an editing tool. So you have a screen, basically it's a television screen, and you shoot that with a film camera. So now it's on 16 millimeter film. So what they did with those videos, in theory, why you see a black and white image of the lunar landing, although they claim the full color videos exist, was what NASA says they did was transmitted the full color video signal, filmed it on a kinescope, black and white on 16 millimeter film, and then released that to the networks. So therefore, it was not a live event, because to get film processed, it takes hours, and it's a whole process that generally takes about 6 hours to complete, even with the most efficient film laboratories. So why would they get this crappy, grainy, black and white film image when they could have broadcasted color, which at the time the networks were pissed that they didn't have the ability to do, that NASA denied them? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The whole kineoscope thing, that's a side note. My thing is, there is no way with that technology and with batteries being as big and as weak and as heavy as they were, you could have broadcast that signal from the moon. Impossible.
Okay. All right, so yeah, back. Now let me talk about this oath thing. Okay. Yeah, this someone on Facebook, all right, says, let me see if I can grab this. Let's see. Okay. I'm in Michigan. Your state has one. Okay. Constitution, 1835 Constitution. Your state has one. Read yours and demand your public servant take judicial notice. Okay. They're not your public servant. You want proof of that? Great. Okay. Now, like I told this man or lady, whatever, I don't know. I said, this is not a theory. Okay, this stuff what I'm telling you is not a theory. There's a court case, at least one that I know of offhand, okay, in New York City, where the judge ruled that the police had absolutely no requirements to help someone. Okay, they simply were not required to help anyone because there's no contract. Now you add that in with is it Palaford versus the alderman and mayor of Savannah, Georgia, something like that. Okay, which I've got in my files someplace. In there, the judge rules that even though the Constitution is a compact, meaning a contract, you cannot sue under it because you're not a party to it. Now, as far as the oaths that they take, I watched a video of the bad guy. What's his name? Bill Gore. Okay, when he became sheriff. Okay, I watched a video on YouTube where he was taking the oath. You look at that thing. You listen really, really closely to what he's saying. Okay, to uphold and protect. And something else I forgot now. It's been a while since I listened to it. Nowhere in there, nowhere in the oath does he say anything about being bound by the Constitution. Not only that, I got in a conversation with a sheriff's deputy off record, of course, because she wouldn't talk to me on record. But it took me about 30 minutes, and finally she admitted that the sheriff's office does not operate under the United States Constitution. Add in even more. When you ask a judge, hey, is your court an Article 3 court? Meaning under the United States Constitution, and well, there's Article 3 and Article 1. That's thing, whatever. Is your court an Article 3 court? And the judge says, well, you'll have to see an attorney about that. And you ask 3 times, same answer. You'll have to see an attorney about that. So the judge does not want to say no. The judge does not want to say, well, no, it's not an Article 3 court. The judge doesn't want to say yes either, not for me, because I can burn them both ways. It doesn't matter. If they say no, then I say, oh, well, all these peoples out here believe that your court is an Article 3 court, that it is a constitutional court. So you're committing fraud. If she said, why, yes, it is, I would simply say, oh, that's great. That's your court's under the United States Constitution. Well, that's not my contract. I'm not a party to that contract. But, you know, the very fact that they will not say one way or the other shows you something. You want proof? Go ask a judge next time you're at a trial. Hey, is your court an Article 3 court? Okay? Seriously, this is not theory. All right, this is not theory. I don't care what the state constitutions say. I really don't. I mean, they're kind of interesting to look at. I've read the Constitution for the state of California. I've got it in my files. All right. I know exactly where it's at, actually. But yeah, one interesting thing in there in the California state constitution is that you cannot have a standing army for longer than 2 years in times of peace. And the reason why they keep having these wars, war on poverty, war on drugs, war on terrorism, is so they can keep having the wars, so they can keep having standing armies. That's the only reason to do it. Think about all these times when you thought there was peace. Why didn't they just simply abolish the standing armies? Because they weren't really at peace. Still at war. There's lots of wars going on. The Civil War is still going on. Do you know that? The Civil War is still going on between the states. The war between the states is still going on. The war with England is still going on as well. Despite the fact that they have that definitive treaty of peace 1783. Read that really carefully. I mean, really, really carefully, and know what the word definitive is in this case. Yeah. So yeah, okay, I covered that then. Okay, that's covered. Basically, I know I left out a few things I really wanted to say, but I've got to get on with this. I go back to my main page here because I am running low on time. I want to cover some of these news stories. God. Yeah, by the time I get around to the news, it's like I have to just hit the headlines and just go on, as fast as I can. Sucks. Oh, well. Let's see. Oh, cops refused to fill city's illegal ticket quota, so city council fired entire department. I really encourage you to read that story. That's from the Free Thought Project. Okay. I've read it, and it's really fascinating. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I got someone, Eric Lewis, actually said some really nice things about me, and I want to thank him. And I just hit the like button because I was kind of in a hurry getting ready for the show. But I do want to thank him if he's listening. I got some really cool photographs of these footprints. With the technology to fake photos these days, it's hard to tell if they're real or not. But if they're real, geez, I mean, these are giant footprints. I got some really cute photographs of cats here. Let's see. I need to scroll down some more here. Sorry, it's taking so long here. Private companies are making money off the prison system in every way imaginable. Yeah, I actually did a part of a show on that. Scientists succeed in growing a being human heart from stem cells. Awesome. It's about time. I've got this thing. I haven't checked it out yet. Okay, it's a meme that I just went ahead and shared. Supposedly, David Spangler, director of Planetary Initiative, United Nations, said this quote: "No one will enter the New World Order unless he or she will make a pledge to worship Lucifer. No one will enter the New Age unless he or he will take a Luciferian initiation." Supposedly said that. I haven't checked it out to make sure it's true or not. I really kind of don't doubt it though. I mean, the ones at the very top are Luciferians. I know that for a fact. I saw a mass conducted by one of the popes. I forgot which one, but it was in Latin, and I know a little bit of Latin enough to know that they were, invoking Lucifer. Anthony Stansfeld. UK banks are corrupt on a massive scale. Yeah, all of them are. At least 21 cereals contain a cancer-linked weed-killing chemical. Oh, by the way, about the banks, when you deposit money into an account, they treat that as if it's a gift. Okay, Just to let you know. That's the reason why you need a writer attached to the contract. That's one thing I can do. On the Lopez waiver, we can just attach a writer to it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Rockefeller Big Pharma facing $1 billion lawsuit for intentionally infecting people with syphilis. I haven't actually read that one, but whatever. City rules cops who executed sleeping man, shooting him 55 times in 3 seconds, acted reasonably. Yeah, that's from the city. Of course, that's their employers. They're not going to be ruling against their employees on something like this. I mean, come on. Energy drinks the cause of many sudden cardiac deaths in young people, researchers find. And that's from consumeraffairs.com. Not to be confused with Consumer Reports. See, man who escaped Alcatraz sends FBI letter after being free for 50 years. Flying object struck tanker in Gulf of Oman. Operator says not a mine. Okay. Yeah, in other words, just lying to you to get you into war. Hundreds of farmers stay silent during auction so family can buy back their family farm. Yeah, I love being able to post some good news every now and then, and that really was good. Japanese ship owner contradicts U.S. account of how tanker was attacked. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Go down here. Looks like the medical establishment was wrong about fat. Yeah, I've known that for quite a while now. Abused nuns reveal stories of rape, forced abortions. Yeah. Catholic Church. Don't you just love them? I got this meme up here. It says, so your friends think you're crazy because you think the government is going to round you up and put you in prison camps. And it has a photograph of a Native American. Think about that one. Yeah. 7 reasons to be highly skeptical of the Gulf of Oman incident. More sexual abuse cases by leaders from Southern Baptist churches uncovered. It used to be Southern Baptist. Yeah. I left Christianity though. But yeah, it's all the church thing, it's hey, this guy looks a little like Jimmy Carter. One of these guys. Anyway, yeah, it's positions of power, and pedophiles just, they go towards positions of power, especially when it comes to like little kids and stuff. Let's see. State shuts down Sacramento County CPS intake unit. That's cool. Yeah, they need to shut them all down. Really, CPS is nothing. That's Child Protective Services, by the way. Nothing but a front for the satanic child abuse, pedophile rings. Let's see. Man wants to buy old cruise ship and turn it into housing for the homeless. Oh, that sounds awesome. New York ends child marriage, raising age of consent from 14 to 18. Manitoba man receives 5-year prison sentence for defending his home. I gotta hurry up. It's getting near the end of the show here. Let's see. Native American women are being sold into the sex trade on ships along Lake Superior. Yep, I don't doubt that. Former bishop sentenced to 120 days in jail for sex abuse of young boys. 120 days in jail? 120 days is nothing. And it's just absolutely nothing. Researchers discover seaweed that tastes like bacon and is twice as healthy as kale. Let's see. India rules sex with a child bride is always rape and a massive win for girls' rights. It's good. And I got more good news than I thought. It's like, wow, this week's been really good for good news. Yeah, I think consciousness is rising. Let's see. Could you fight your bank in court? These people did, and the fallout was enormous. I haven't read that story. I gotta read it. Let's see. Oh, damn it! I got two. Oh, okay. She did it twice. No, three times. Oh, that's what it was. It was a post. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that later. Uh, Top cop arrested after he snaps in a restaurant, begins beating men and women alike. Judge threatens cop who pulls him over, and cop lets him go. Of course. College student went undercover to catch pedophiles and nabbed a decorated cop. Welcome to the private police. A bit of fry. Oh yeah, this is a comedy bit that was on YouTube. It's a sketch comedy bit, but it's really interesting. It's about privatizing the police, and they actually are private anyway. They're all under the Templar crown. It's all commerce. But anyway, it was a funny bit though, but kind of true. It's an extortion racket. Police chief moved to tears after exposing corruption in his department. Wow. You have a police chief that actually started acting as a human being. And I don't give a crap about the 1933 definition of human being, by the way, saying the human being is monster. Yeah, dictionaries are just usage. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. I looked it up again just to make sure, but last time I looked it up was in Black's Law Dictionary, the sixth edition, whatever. And now they've got I just looked it up in the 10th edition, brand new edition, I guess, and it still says the same thing. Damn it, I can't read it off to you because I forgot exactly where I put it in my files. But it basically says the definition for a devil is a geez, like an apprentice for a lawyer, essentially. I gotta read the definition as it says, but I don't have time. I got like 3 minutes left in the show, or less actually. So let me just go on with these here. Scientists find a better way to detect prostate cancer. Low vitamin K may reduce mobility in older adults. Who's your daddy? Don't ask a DNA test. Because it talks about legal daddies and stuff versus biological daddies. A drug may prevent Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. I always pronounce it Alzheimer's, even though there's no T in it. I don't know why. Alzheimer's, whatever. But there are no plans to find out because the patent on the drug is going away and they can't make any money from it. So screw it. They don't care about people's. Charter challenge of Canada's prostitution laws to wrap up today. New York may become the first U.S. state to largely decriminalize sex work, which would be great. And I am running out of time here. So anyway, let's see, move that over here. So if you're pulling out of a parking lot tonight, please turn on your headlights. You don't want to give any cops any excuse to pull you over because they might rob you or rape you or murder you or all three. Okay. Yeah, I do apologize. I didn't get to all the news. I still got tons of news. So if you call my phone just now. It could have knocked me off. It did knock me off the air for a second. Crap. I hate that. Okay. Anyway, I got to go. Bye. And stop broadcast.